Let us quickly do our very first step. This one is the canvas of the n8n surface. I will just do some simple introduction over here. So at the top left side, okay, this one, I think you all should be my workflow only. Then this one you can just change name. It's like a file name, okay? It's like a file name. Then you can modify your name over here, okay, at the top left of the screen. Then when you start your first step in n8n, okay, like all the workflow automation, every first step when you start, it is known as a trigger point. Okay, so it's this particular section at the right hand side, trigger point. So for all this trigger point, right? Okay, let me print screen. This is usually the starting of every workflow. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Yep. So basically, you can trigger it manually or upon some event, because you can actually link it out, integrated with other applications. For instance, in your Gmail or in your Microsoft Outlook, upon receiving an email, what is the next action? In your OneDrive, in your Google Drive, upon a file uploaded, what is the next action? In your Google spreadsheet, in your Excel spreadsheet, if let's say there is a row, the line item being added into the database, what is your next action? On apps event, it also can be on schedule. On schedule meaning to say that every specific timing, daily, weekly, monthly, or some customized timing, it will trigger the workflow and run automatically. The concept is just like a timer inside your home to switch on and switch off the light. Webhook call, this one is upon some calling from the other application. Okay. Then form submission is like Google form submission, Office form submission. Upon submitting a form, what is the next series of action? On chat message, basically is upon receiving a chat message, then what is the next series of action? So chat message over here, you also can have Telegram, you can have WhatsApp group chat, you can have Microsoft Teams chat. It all works in the same way. So this is the first important concept about n8n. You need to know about the trigger point. So the very first session that we want to do a chatbot. So in the search node, you can type chat over here. There is a chat trigger. Okay. So there is a chat trigger over here. We search for chat in the node and look for chat trigger. Okay, all this screenshot I will post it inside the Notion. After that, I will tidy out and you all can refer after the session. So when you click on the chat trigger, you will enter into send screen like me. So over here is the first node. What you can do is you can either press escape on your keyboard or go to the top left corner, there's a back to canvas. When you press this button, you will go back to the main screen and you will start seeing there's a chat first node that you have created over here. All right. So for here, you can see that at the bottom, there's a open chat button. Okay. There's an open chat button at the bottom. So when you click on that, there is a pop-up window to simulate a chat come out. Okay. If let's say right now over here, you try to type a message. Okay. Hi, good day. All right. So from here, you will see that the chat trigger node has become green color. Means it has received a message coming in and the message successfully passed through to the next action. Okay. If you double click to go inside, you can see there is an output from the item. Okay. So this is how to do a simple trigger to start the first step. And right now, because we are doing a chatbot, so we are using the chatbot chat message trigger to do it. To further explain, like I said just now, other than the built-in chat function of n8n, you also can link it with the WhatsApp group chat. Okay, WhatsApp chat, sorry. Okay, WhatsApp. You also can link it with Telegram. Okay. So for the trigger setting, right, as you can see here, usually the trigger sign will include the orange lightning icon. Okay, this one means the trigger of the application. And you also can have a Teams. This is all the common use chat application that we have. But for the practice today, right, we will just do the chatbot. Okay, this one is to showcase some common chat trigger. Okay, in n8n, it's very intuitive. Let's say you want to delete the things, so you can highlight and you press the delete button. Okay, then if any form of time, let's say you messed out the whole canvas, right? There's a broom icon, okay, at the bottom left section. Over here, you just click on that. It will help you to tidy the notes in your workflow. And in any point of the time, if you want to scroll your canvas, for Windows user, you can hold the space bar and move it accordingly. For Mac user, you can just swipe it. All right. Then there is this zoom to fit button, also at the bottom left of the canvas, zoom to fit. When you click on that, it will bring you everything back to the center. Okay, this is some of the simple navigation button for the n8n. Now to get you familiar. Okay, so is everyone able to get the first note created when chat received and type a hi message over there and get the message sync out? If you are able to do so, can you type a 1 inside the chat box? Okay, thanks, Stefan. All right. So Soma, all good for you? Okay, I see already. Okay, so going on. Right now, in n8n, right, the workflow is usually from the left to the right. It will start from the most left-hand nodes to the right. This is how the sequence works. So right now, we have received one message and passed through. We want to pass it to the AI agent to process accordingly. So we can click the plus button, okay, right at the right side of the node. We click on the plus button here. Okay. In the search node, we search for agent. Okay, we search for agent. Then you can click on the AI agent that you have searched. Okay. Hold on, let me try to screenshot. All right. So over here, the plus button, and click on the AI agent. Once you click on the AI agent, it will bring you to this screen. So for the configuration over here, right, just to introduce you this interface, you can see at the left side, it is not at the input. Okay. So this is how you can read the end screen. At the middle is the node that is going to process the item. At the left-hand side is actually the input of the previous node. Our previous node, the first node is the chat input. So from here, we have received this message over here. Then it pass on to the AI agent to react. After that, if AI agent process, right, it will have some output. So this is a very universal screen of n8n that how to read it. The middle part is the process, the nodes to actually process the input with different set of parameter with different content. Then it will output something. It's just like in a manufacturing line, step by step how it goes. Okay. Then from here, we can go back to Canvas or press Escape on your keyboard to return to the main screen over here. So over here, you can see that there's still some red color exclamation mark, means that currently it's still not functionable. Okay, just like every of the forms, anything, if the things is with a red star, it's a mandatory field you need to fill in. In our case, the AI agent, we need to give it a brand to operate. Okay, so you need to link it to a chat model. So please press the plus button on the chat model over here. So from here, after you press the plus button right below the AI agent and the chat model, at the right hand side, you can see there are various large language model that you can actually try to use if you have the API key. Okay, Anthropic is for Claude, Azure, OpenAI. So OpenAI is ChatGPT, right? They have their own API. They also let Microsoft to deploy their LLM within Microsoft environment. So if let's say your company or your organization has a very strict data policy that everything need to be kept in the same environment and they are using Microsoft environment, then they will likely choose this Azure OpenAI chat model. Okay, so this is AWS, DeepSeek, Google Gemini, Grok, Mistral, or Llama. Okay, Grok is also here. So for the purpose for our training, right, we will just use Google Gemini Chat Model. Okay, we will just use Google Gemini Chat Model. So for this part, circle the chat model. Okay, for training purpose, we are using Google Gemini Chat Model. All right. So you click the plus and you click on Google Gemini Chat Model. So over here, first thing first, you need to connect the credential to your Google Gemini API key. So for now, I will actually guide you all how to create your first API key with Google. But first of all, please click on create new credential. Okay, please click on create new credential. If let's say at any point of the time when I was sharing and you have some clarification needed, you can just unmute your mic because we are a rather small group. We only have 7 to 8 people. You just unmute your mic because your problem might be the problem for other people as well. Okay, so if you are at this screen, maybe what you can do is I will share the next link inside the group chat. Okay, in the Google chat, you all can click on the hyperlink to go into Google AI Studio. Okay, you click the link, you should come the same page with me. So from here, right, at the top right corner, there's a create API key. Or if let's say this page for you is blank, maybe there's in the middle, there's another Google button say get your first API key or something. Okay. So from there, right, if let's say you are the same procedure with me, after you click create API key, this is your Google AI Studio. Okay. If you create the API key, you can name the API key n8n online training. Name to something that you can recognize. So why do I choose Gemini to do the training? Because Gemini did give a free 1 million token. I'm not sure it's daily or monthly. It should be daily. Okay, it will give a free 1 million API token. But in the terms and condition, if you are using the free API token of Gemini, it will use your data for training. So this is the trade-off. They give you the 1 million API key, okay, on a daily basis, if I'm not mistaken. But they will use your data for training. But it also applies to all the AI and large language model that you're using. If you're using free version of ChatGPT, they also will use your data for training. You use the DeepSeek, so on and so forth. It's the same thing. All right. So from here, after you create the new API key, in the project, if let's say you don't have any existing project, you can just create a new project and then the project. Okay. After that, you can create the key. Okay. So once your key has been created, okay, you can copy the API key. There's a copy button over here. Okay, you can copy your API key. I can screenshot for you. Okay, you can click the copy button over here to copy the API key. After that, you can go back to your screen and paste over the API key here. Okay, let me copy. And click the save button. From here, you should be able to see a green window pop out within the chat box, so that connection tested successfully. Meaning to say that n8n has successfully linked up with your Gemini API key. Okay, I will pause here for a second. If let's say you have successfully connected your API key, can you give me a 3 in the chat box? I will wait for most of you to get the API key configured and connected with n8n. Okay, if anyone you are stuck at anywhere, you can just unmute your mic and let me know, so I can try to assist you. Okay, you can use the Google AI Studio link to go inside your Google AI Studio to create your very first API key. Then copy the API key, come back here, paste it in the API key cell and click save. And you should see the screen same as me. So basically, the concept for API key for some of the participants you may not be so familiar with tech setup is that API key is just like a username and password for you to be able to grant access to use some service. If let's say today you want to connect the service to your Microsoft environment or your Google, you also need to use either by way of API key or some form is like client secret, client ID. Another might have a convenient integration UI to let you sign in, to type in your password or this kind of thing to log in and get the access. Okay, other than Stefan and Nusra, others people still haven't typed 3 in the chat box. May I know where do you start? You can just unmute your mic and share with me. For those who have completed, you can just type a 3 in the chat box so that I can know that most of us is there already. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting an error message.
What's your error message? So basically, you have copied the API key over and you get the error message.
Yeah, let me try it again and see what it
do you copy right? You just click the copy button over there. Because sometimes when you try to highlight, right, if let's say they populate the API key to you, try to highlight, maybe the copy paste might not be workable for you. Sometimes it's the copy and paste error. Sometimes you have accidentally have another space or this kind of thing.
Yeah, somehow I've gotten out of the screen. I might have to start back. Let's see. I'm going to try to connect the Google Gemini again.
n8n online workshop. Yeah, otherwise, I think I will do in this way. Let me just share with you my API key, because after this session, I will disable it also. Okay, I can share my API key with you over here. You can just copy directly my API key and paste it inside the this part. Okay, paste it this part.
So use this one instead?
Hold on, why my one also cannot work? Give me a second, I give you the right one. Okay, copy. Okay, I paste another one for you. Okay, please refer to the latest one, Shoma.
Okay. Do you mind walking back again and just, I'm trying to redo the Google Gemini connection because it errored out.
Sure,
Would
no
you mind
problem.
quickly walking through that
So
again?
basically, you will be here, okay, at the main screen. Click the plus button right below the chat model. Okay. After you click the plus button, there's a list of different large language model that you can pick. You just select Google Gemini Chat Model. Okay. Once you have selected it, then you can click Create New Credential. And it should bring you to this screen. Then you can copy the latest one, not the earlier one. The latest API key I have shared inside the group chat, and you click the Save button, and you should see connection tested successfully.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Yep.
that's good. So you can close your window and go back to Canvas. Okay. So for here, right, you can open your chat. Okay, open the chat button at the bottom. From here, you can type a message. Hi, how are you? Then you will see that the workflow is actually running, and you will be getting reply from Gemini. Okay. So basically, you have successfully set out your very first AI chatbot within n8n. Okay. Is everyone able to get the reply from the chatbot? If you are able to get the reply, can you type 1 inside the chat box?
Not me.
Shafiq, where do you start? Are you able to got the screen? Have you connected to the credential?
I did. So I have that option where I type in.
Yeah, the
and then-
option is at the bottom. Okay,
Yep.
at the bottom there's an open chat. Okay, you open it out. Then at the left side, you should be able to input your chat message.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, from here you can just say hi, good day. Then
But
everything
I'm not
should.
getting any output.
You're not getting an output.
Mhm.
Okay, would you mind to share me your screen? Let me have a look.
Give me 1 sec. What was that sharing app called again?
Yeah, you can just share your screen.
Just in using this, no problem.
Yeah, using Google Meet to share your screen. I disable my sharing already.
Bear with me.
Yeah, so for those who have successfully talked to the bot, you can try to chat with it to see how does it different from the normal ChatGPT, those kind of thing that you're using. Okay, so for Shafiq, right, you can double click your AI agent. I think you accidentally pin the output because it's now in the blue color with a pin over there. You double click your AI agent.
So bear with me. I've got only so much real estate. So what? Sorry, double click my.
AI agent,
Uh,
not this one back to canvas. This one you go back first.
Go back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you double click AI agent, the one at the middle. Yep. Okay. So at the top right side, there's an unpin. You see, there's an unpin at the right. Move slightly to the right. Okay. This data is unpinned. Cancel first. Okay. Above
Yep.
output. Above output at the right panel. Okay. Above the output and log.
Oh, sorry. I got output. Yep.
There's an unpin on the above it. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Correct. Then you can back to canvas.
So now I go back, is it?
Yeah, you can go back. Just now I think you accidentally click the print button, and you can save your workflow. The save button is at the top. Yeah, and you can talk to your chatbot again. You type hi. Yep. All right.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen. I can share mine.